Hi, everybody. This is Maggie from NatSec Girl Squad, and I'm joined today by Dr. Gary Shiffman, who many of you know as a NatSec Girl Squad board member and I guess founder and CEO of Giant Oak, and also co-founder and CEO of a brand new company that we will talk about later, not today, because today we are talking about GOST and NatSec Girl Squad, specifically GOST and our upcoming conference. Which for those that are kind of just getting into the conference vibe post-election, since we're virtual this year, it's really important to us that we take all of the precautions we usually take when we're meeting together in person to make sure that everyone is who they say they are and that we're staying reasonably safe. And we felt the best way for us to do that in virtual reality, particularly as we're building herd mentality, our new community ecosystem, was to partner with our friends at Giant Oak and their great tool, GOST, which is the Giant Oak screening tool. And a lot of people have written in with questions about what is GOST, how is this process going to work? And so rather than kind of just relying on me to give you the answer, I figured we're just going to talk to Gary because that's what I do when I don't know what's happening. So Gary, what is GOST?
Hey Maggie, it's great to be with you and be on this journey of with you for the NatSec Girl Squad. So thanks for allowing me to participate and support you and all of your work and your mission. GOST is a platform for screening via publicly available information. So it's a screening platform, and it allows for screening on specific use cases. So instead of generically screening for, generic activity, criminal activity, badness, or whatever, you get to customize screening criteria, and that's what GHOST is. It's machine learning, behavioral science, all in one platform for large-scale screening.
So it sounds like what you're saying is we're not looking for a reason to kick somebody out of NatSec Girl Squad, right? We're assuming that everybody is who they say they are, right? Like, what are our three core kind of focus areas? People are who they say they are, that they're real people, right? No bots or trolls, and that we have no reasonably, we don't think that we're a risk, they're a risk to us, to the community, et cetera, right? So we're not running around trying to find a reason to not let someone come to the conference, right?
Right. It's a great point. I've spent my career in this national security space, and I think when we think about the screening mission, sometimes we forget the point you just made, which is almost everybody we deal with is who they say they are and is dealing with us for the stated reasons of the interaction. Almost everybody, except some people aren't. And so you use screening to confirm that everybody is who they say they are, that they're a real person, and that they're participating for the reasons that that they've stated. And so it's a confirmatory process. And then there are going to be some the reason you screen is to identify the people who are the exception, but that's a very, very small percentage of the population. In almost all of the GHOST use cases, you're confirming 99+%, and then that less than 1%, you're pulling them out of the stack, if you will, and you're just going to take a look and say, well, something doesn't make sense here, and then you get a human involved. It's really important to think about machine learning and technology in 2020 is really a great screening or prioritization tool, and it's not a good adjudication or decision-making tool. So the basis for all of the technology that I support and have been involved in creating focuses on empowering humans, but not on empowering machines. It's about empowering the humans. It's about using the machine to do all of the mundane work so that a human can apply a reason, judgment, and decision making. And that's what GHOST does, and that's in general what good machine learning does today, is just prioritization, and then let the human come in. And you only want the human to focus on a very, very small percentage of the population. So that's what we have set up with you, is we're going to screen the population, confirm that 99+% of the people are real, who they say they are, and showing up for the reasons intended. And then some small fraction of the folks might might require some human review.
Right. And when we talk about the reasons that they say they are, right, like that why someone would be coming to the conference, this shouldn't be a huge surprise to anybody in the NatSec Girl Squad community. We have a code of conduct. It's on everything, right? It's on our website. When you first become a member, it says, by becoming a member, you are affirming your commitment to this code of conduct. It is on every Zoom, Crowdcast, WebEx, everything we do, right? We're really pretty upfront about that code of conduct. And it's pretty clear, right? We're focused on kind of intentional kindness is what we call it.
So NatSec Girl Squad is building out the GOST domain. And so GOST will screen based upon the behaviors that are important to NatSec Girl Squad, which is embodied in the code of conduct. So that's all that GOST is going to screen for, are the attributes identified in the NatSec Girl Squad code of conduct.
So a little bit on the kind of the mechanics of GOST and the workflow, right? So first thing, and you've already alluded to this, that like GOST is not a new thing. Giant Oak was not born purely for NatSec Girl Squad, if wishing made it so. But we are not the first people to use GOST. We won't be the last, right? Like this is a trusted tool across government, financial institutions. It meets and or exceeds industry and government standards for privacy, for security, all of things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So GOST is technology that we built after working in the DARPA lab for years. So it spins out of U.S. government research and development dollars. It's been deployed for 6 years, for over 6 years now, at U.S. government agencies and at financial institutions. And we're really happy about GOST supporting NatSec Girl Squad, because NatSec Girl Squad means so much to me and I think the broader community. But it pre-exists NatSec Girl Squad. GOST has been around and deployed and trusted by banks and government agencies for over 6 years.
And so a little bit about like how this will actually work, right? So people go on to the conference website, nsgscon.com, they purchase their ticket and they fill out a form. And that form is actually literally what then gets sent to the Giant Oak team, which is not like imaginary humans. They're real people who have been trained and use GOST all the time. It's their job. And then what happens with that information? Who sees it? How does it get shared? How does it get transported? All that.
Right. So the data from your team will get loaded automatically into GOST. GOST will run queries based upon that data and provide output directly back to the NatSec Girl Squad team. So the folks at Giant Oak really aren't involved in touching the data. They're just making sure that the machine works, that the upload happens and the download happens, and the NetSec. So it's a NetSec Girl Squad process. Everything's encrypted. Everything is secure. Again, trusted by government agencies and banks for all these years. So everything's encrypted and secure. And what's really powerful about the way GOST works is that it's what I call a privacy preserving technology. So we're doing the screening and vetting, and as opposed to a lot of technologies that are out there in the world, we're not creating dossiers on people and storing those dossiers, which has been the industry standard and default for the last 20 years. We're actually just taking information on people. We're looking at publicly available information that might be associated with those folks and looking to see if it correlates with the code of conduct of NatSec Girl Squad. And then that's it. And then GOST forgets about those people. So it's really cool because GOST isn't directory based. It doesn't require memorizing information and details about hundreds of millions of people. It's just looking at publicly available information at the time you run the query to make determinations. Should a human review this? Is this in the less than 1% that need human review, or does this not require human review and just confirm that this person is who they say they are?
So for our kind of employer partners, the federal agencies that NATSEC Girl Squad works with, and that are participating in the conference, and for other work we're working on together, there is more to GOST than what we're talking about right now, right? We're talking about GOST as we are using it for the screening process to get people onto herd mentality. But there's more out there. There's more that we're working on. Continuous monitoring is something you guys are able to do. And as you've kind of mentioned, we have the way that the screening process is working for us is because the domain that's been built is about our code of conduct, which means that any client, any partner, anyone that is working with you and working with GOST, you build your own domain, right? You don't do it the way that NATSEC Girl Squad does it. You do it the way that you need to do it, right?
Right, that's exactly right. So GOST isn't a tool for finding badness. It's a tool for finding whatever it is that you want to screen for. GOST, for example, if you think about the security clearance process, something that Maggie, you and I have talked about quite a bit for the last couple of years, the government has adjudicative criteria for security clearances, and GOST has domains for reviewing for those as well. If you're a bank and you're onboarding customers, if you can confirm quickly using a wide array of data, you can actually onboard faster. You could onboard more efficiently, and you can expand financial inclusion, meaning offer financial products to populations that are currently underserved by these default systems that, again, require a directory and require you to save information on people. The underserved populations that are denied banking today tend not to have a lot of information about them. They're called thin files. And so they don't get banking products and services offered to them. But if you expand your aperture, if you look at publicly available information and you do screening, you can actually provide services and products to people that are currently excluded. So the list goes on of use cases for screening using publicly available information.
So I think we've done a pretty good job of kind of walking people through the basics of what is GOST, how are we using it, and really kind of just underscoring that this is about ensuring that everybody is who they say they are, that we don't have any trots or trolls or bots. We're going to call them trots now, and that we're as safe as we can reasonably be, as is efficient and impactful when you're building an online platform that will, be launched with the conference, but exist kind of in perpetuity beyond that. So I don't know. I feel like we've covered what we needed to cover for today, but if there are people that still have questions, of course, if people have questions about kind of the NATSEC Girl Squad and Giant Oak, or NATSEC Girl Squad and GOST collaboration piece, they can absolutely reach out to me. But how should people get in touch with Giant Oak if they're interested in learning more about the technology, if they are interested about how their potential use case, working with you guys? Who do they go to?
Great, Maggie, thanks. Just go to giantoak.com, the website. Information is posted there. How to contact us is there. And you can also reach out to me directly on LinkedIn. I monitor that actively and daily. So learn more at either place, either finding me on LinkedIn, or maybe better, go to giantoak.com and you can look up more information there.
Great. Well, thank you, Dr. Gary Shiffman. For those that are going to look him up on LinkedIn, you should. He posts really great stuff. And I really appreciate you putting so much effort and energy into the work we do together, and really putting kind of your money and your team where your mouth is, and being like, yeah, sure, you can use GOST for this. Seems like a great idea. And I've learned a lot, and I'm really excited about it. So thank you.
Great. Maggie, thanks for having me along for the ride. You're doing amazing stuff, and I love being a part of it. Thanks for what you do.